Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook on a really wet August morning. I've been growing vegetables for over 30 years. I'm really serious about providing food for myself and my family. In that time, I think I've kind of neglected growing flowers. I always thought of growing flowers as a bit of a luxury and something a little bit frivolous. Not to say that I don't like flowers, because I do. I think they're very beautiful. But I like to focus my energy on growing food. More recently, however, I'm beginning to incorporate flower growing into my vegetable growing plans. I see so many benefits now to it, and maybe it's taken all this time for me to realize, but flowers bring diversity to the planting scheme. They encourage butterflies and pollinators and other insects to kind of help keep the balance right. They smell nice often if you plant the right sort of flowers. They look lovely. Some of them are edible, and some have medicinal value in sort of herbal, sort of folk medicine. And many of them make really lovely cut flower arrangements. So there's a lot of pluses to be had for growing flowers. Now, I appreciate not everybody has space to grow lots of flowers. I have space, but I'm putting them sort of in amongst the vegetables and other things. But even if you have a small garden, I think it's important to try and grow something in addition to just your vegetables, even if it's just a few calendula or I don't know, a few cosmos or something, just a small pot, a small amount. You'd be surprised by the number of pollinating insects it'll attract, and it'll help brighten up things as well. So in today's video, I'll be focusing on some of the flowers that I'm growing in and around the vegetable garden. And some of these will have multifunctional uses, but all will be attractive and all wouldn't be out of place in a really nice flower arrangement for your home. I hope you enjoy it. I just love calendula. I let it grow pretty much where it wants to. Well, actually I don't have a lot of choice because it just does grow pretty much where it wants to. Here it's growing in between my popcorn plants, which are getting massively tall and reaching the top of the polytunnel. But they attract pollinator insects and hoverflies and things, so I'm quite happy to leave them, because I like to have quite a lot of diversity in the polytunnel. It keeps the insect pests, or appears to keep the insect pests, at bay. Other flowers I like growing around the vegetables are herb plants like coriander, or cilantro as it's called elsewhere. When you let it go to seed, it attracts lots and lots of hoverflies to the blossoms. And hoverflies are very good at gobbling up things like white and green fly, aphids. So I just let a few of these grow amongst my sweet pepper plants and the chilies. And I don't appear to be having much issue with aphids this year. Anyway, the flowers are quite pretty as well. I think so anyway. And you can always continue picking some of the foliage for cooking. And then I grow quite a lot of cosmos. They're very easy to grow, brightly coloured, beautiful in cut flower arrangements. They attract bees and hoverflies and all kinds of pollinating insects. They look lovely mixed in vegetable gardens. A real treat. Here they are growing amongst some sweet peas, another favourite, and nasturtiums that have self-seeded. And here we've got some beautiful lavender
What's not to love about lavender? It's beautiful, it smells good, the bees love it. It's edible, you can use it in baking. It's medicinal, you can infuse it in oil and rub it into your skin. It's supposed to help you sleep. It's just gorgeous in a flower arrangement as well. I've let some of my mint go to flower, and again, it attracts loads of insects. It's very pretty, and it wouldn't look bad in a flower arrangement as well. Now, Echinacea is something I've just started growing this year. I think it's a stunningly beautiful flower. It's a perennial, so it'll come back next year, and it also is meant to have medicinal benefits.
It's just finished raining and everything's all refreshed. We've had so much dry, hot weather. Look at these sweet peas. They all look bejeweled after the rain. I'm going to pick a few for the table. Bees really, really like sweet peas. They smell so beautiful. So they're good for cut flowers, they're good for the pollinators, they smell heavenly, and they look pretty. I can see a bumblebee. He's just coming after the rain. Let's have a look. There he is. I planted these seeds in early April. They tolerate the cold quite well, but they can be slow to germinate. I planted these out probably towards the end of May, early June, thinking they would be quite late to start blossoming. But when the weather warmed up, they just shot up. And I had to tie them in a few times around the little bamboo teepee I've made, just to stop them from flopping over. Nasturtiums. Pretty, attractive to bees, tasty. You can eat all of the plant, the blossom, the leaves, the stems, the seed pods. They're also a bit of a sacrificial plant. They're, I think, in the Brassica family, so cabbage white butterflies may come and lay eggs on them. I've never actually had that problem. I think the balance is about right out here. There's so much stuff around, so much diversity here, that I think the birds and the insects, the predatory insects, seem to balance things out. I do have to check and I do have to be careful. I'm not ever complacent, but so far so good. Look at these. They are pretty enough to be in a flower arrangement as well. So, good for the pollinators. You and I can eat them. They look pretty, they smell nice, they're helpful in the garden. What's not to like about a nasturtium? The only thing is, once you've got them, they tend to seed themselves and you find them cropping everywhere. I've got several growing in a potato bed and I know I didn't plant them there. This year, instead of growing tall sunflowers, I grew some very small sunflowers. I think this variety is called Little Dorrit. It's about 60 centimeters maximum. This one's maybe 45 centimeters high, so about a foot, 12 inches, 18 inches. Maximum 2 feet tall. This one certainly isn't that tall. Very pretty, less prone to wind damage than some of the taller sunflower varieties, and every bit as attractive to bees. Although you won't see any on here right now because it's just rained. And the other added benefit of growing flowers in and around the vegetable garden is you'll always have a nice bunch of very scented, pretty flowers to bring into your house. Can't get better than that, really. Thanks for watching.